Okay, it's time to look at intro number 58. Okay, so we've got the topic here. Nowadays, celebrities are more famous for their glamour and wealth than for their achievements. And this sets a bad example to young people. To what extent do you agree with this statement? So it's a simple opinion essay. Yes, I agree, because. No, I don't, because. Okay. First things first, introduction. To paraphrase, so you can put nowadays, in the modern world, these days, or currently. Either one of those. Celebrities are more famous, many people are celebrated. You can use celebrities, celebrity, or celebrated, either one of those. Glamour and wealth, looks and wealth, so if you've got wealth, riches, wealthy. Glamour or glamorous, there's a few things that you can do there. Achievements, accomplishments, or achieved, accomplished. For their glamour and wealth and for their achievements, not for their accomplishments but for their looks and wealth, so you can change the word order. That is fine also as a tactic. Change the word order, change the form, etc. Fix synonyms, make it passive. Those are 4 other ways that you can do it. Young people, the younger generation, today's youth, either one of those. Bad example, not suitable. There's not so much that you can really change for a bad example. So, what's the main ideas though? That's the question. Well, I think that most people, and it seems from looking at this, at your introduction, it is that most people agree. Most people say, yeah, that's pretty much true. So I agree with this statement wholeheartedly. I agree, in my opinion, in my view. Why? Following such people leads to low self-esteem. And the second reason, it fools youngsters or tricks them into believing that hard work and talent are not necessary. That you can just be famous because of what you look like instead of what you can do, what you have achieved, or something such as that. So, what can we do for an introduction? Well, let's have a look. In the modern world, many people are celebrated, not for their accomplishments, but for their looks and wealth. Some would say these kinds of people are not suitable to be role models for younger generation. I agree with this statement wholeheartedly. This essay will argue that following such people leads to low self-esteem and also fools youngsters into believing that hard work and talent are unnecessary. Okay, so I quickly changed the grammar and a few things of your introductions before we started. So it has been argued that currently the popularity of famous persons, we don't need a definite article there because you've not introduced them yet, of celebrities or famous persons. Affluence, attractiveness, other factors, make a comma, which creates detrimental effects. I don't know, create, you can use it, but, which causes detrimental effects for the youth or to the youth. I agree with this view, firmly believe, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's pretty good, not too bad. Didn't make any change there as such. Okay, now, this second one. Today's celebrated people's fame. That's not a very good paraphrase of celebrities. Simply say celebrities. You don't have to change everything, and some things you cannot paraphrase anyway. So today's celebrated people's fame simply does not work. Just make it celebrities. Consequence of their property and money, which is not quite the same thing as, was it? Their glamour and wealth. What would it say? Glamour and wealth. So that's not quite the same thing. Accomplishment or accomplishments. And this leads, or which leads to inappropriate role models for the younger generation. Because you're making a comparison, so comparatives, younger, okay? In this essay I shall discuss the reasons. Right, well, it's not a discussion. It's simply asking, do you agree or not? Tell me why. Not a discussion. A discussion is when you're talking about going back and forth with two sides. You're not. You're simply saying, I agree because, I disagree because. I concur with the former view, the popularity. Okay. Now, and this last bit here, I have no idea what this means. I concur with the former view that as the popularity of an individual flourishes, what you mean increases, people become more vulnerable. How? Because of their decisions based on the following aforementioned examples. I have no idea what that means. No idea at all. It's nonsense. No idea what you're talking about. Time is altering. What's that got to do with the topic? So is the behaviour. Where's it talking about that? What is altering? It doesn't say that. So they become famous because of their affluence as well as their attractiveness rather than what they have achieved. Okay. Completely agree that this creates unsatisfactory role models for the youth, if you're talking about a particular youth or youth in general. But that first part doesn't say that. Changes the meaning of the introduction. It said that celebrities are bad examples for young people, known for their wealthy and glamorous lifestyles, rather than for what they have achieved. Okay, that's good. Inappropriate to youngsters to be better persons. Okay, that's right, good. We'll see what the rest of the essay is like. These days, famous people are more well known for attraction and riches than for what they have achieved. Present perfect. And this affects badly now, right? This affects badly for youngest. Now, that is nonsense. I think what you mean, this has a negative effect on the younger generation. But what you've put there doesn't make any sense at all. Now, I agree, they could be misunderstand of the criteria for becoming famous. So, I've no idea. Are you talking about the young people might be misled? But that, it doesn't make sense. The examiner is not going to waste his time trying to decipher this. He doesn't understand it. He's not going to, it's what you've written gets marked. Not can they decode it and then, that's what he meant. I'll give him a 7. That's not how it works. So I have no idea what that is talking about. The popularity of famous people who are set as role models, mostly due to their chic and rich lifestyle to their possessive achievements, it is claimed that these type of celebrities cannot be suitable examples for youngsters. I completely agree. Superficial, blah, 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 blah. Don't have to read it all out. That's good. That's pretty good. Don't have to read that out. You can see it. That's pretty good. Now, currently, the reputation of celebrities is mainly due to their extravagant lifestyle instead of success in their field of work, or you could argue that they don't actually work, which is the whole point. I believe that this can have some negative impacts on the younger generation. You're making a comparative, not young generation, the younger generation. You're making a comparison, so that's a comparative. Such as considering money as a key to fame and a tendency to gain whatever they have. No idea what that means. First part, I understand, and tendency to gain whatever they have. Examiner's not going to waste his time on that. Now, celebrities, not necessarily the same as stars. You can be a football star, because you play well. Not a celebrity who's famous for nothing except being famous. So that's not quite the same. Now, again, success, not achievements. Achievements is something that you've done, achieved. Success, you might gain success or be given it. So it's not quite the same. It's pretty close, but not exactly the same. Okay, some people claim this man couldn't have a good influence. Now, you've got the word order on this next one. Youth's personalities development. You mean the development of young people's personality or personalities. Get that syntax right, because that doesn't work at all. In my point of view, it's not a correct notion. What's not correct notion? That it can't have a good influence. I'm not quite sure what that notion is you're referring to. While the wealth is the main factor that engages the attention of the young. Now, right, this next part. the examiner, like myself, no idea what you're talking about. It remarks them implicitly that an inexhaustible effort leads them to reputation. No idea what that means. And as I say, examiner is not going to waste his time trying to decipher what you're talking about. If it's not clear and plain, it'll get marked accordingly. He's not going to think, what does that mean? Ooh. He's not going to go on the phone and call you, oh, listen, I'm marking your essay. What does this mean? No. Don't understand it. It's going to get marked accordingly. Now, right, this one here, I commented in the group. No idea what this means. No idea. Mistakenly famous people's attraction and possession instead of their prosperity. But no idea. That is nonsense. Examiner is not going to waste his time decoding that. What is this? It's nonsense. To negative impacts on fresh minds. Okay. So, the rest of it is okay, but this opening sentence, I've no idea what you're talking about. I've got a very, very vague idea. It's paraphrased very, very poorly. Examiner is not going to waste his time deciphering that. Okay? These days, fame of celebrities mostly comes from their affluent and luxurious types of life rather than being successful in their fields. Their lifestyles, right, may set the minds. I kind of get it, what you mean. It may influence. Why not say so? With a false preconceived notion of seeing, being, right. Now, this next bit, I've no idea what this means. With a false preconceived notion of seeing being wealthy the solo way, and the absolute necessity. Examiner's not going to waste his time. What are you talking about? No idea. So, the last part, I understand that. But this, no idea what you're talking about. So, we've got some introductions here that's not bad. Some need quite a bit of work, and others, your attempts at paraphrase do not work. They have not worked. So that's all I'll say for that one. Okay, so just have a quick skim through. Okay, that one's good. As I said, we don't really need that final part there. We don't need that. It doesn't say that in the topic. That's not bad. Okay. Okay, just a couple of things there that need to be changed. As I said, that one's good. Okay, that was good. This one, tendency to get where they have. I'm not really sure quite what that means. Some things here, as I said, doesn't really work. The examiner is not going to know what you're talking about in that sentence. Again, not very clear. And that sentence there, that part of a sentence, that's not clear at all. So keep it clear, keep it simple. Clear, direct and simple. That's what the examiners want for the high score. Okay? Right, see you next time for number 59.